the topic of the day, which is affirmations, which is that when you begin to believe something, then you act upon it in that way. But not only do you act upon it, but it affects you physiologically. And so if you're prone to anxiety and you're listening to anxious or angry broadcasts, and someone is telling you that the world is falling apart in this direction because of those people, then your body begins to respond to it in a certain way, and it reinforces and it begins to affect your mind. And the process, that's just the same thing an affirmation does, is it gives you a thought. And if you repeat this affirmation often enough, it gives you a physiological change. And that physiological change will tell your mind to look for things that agree with the way you feel, and then you will be off in a different track. And the beauty of an affirmation that is chosen, even written by you, is that it tells you what you need to have a more abundant life rather than what will make you more anxious. So it's like taking control of your life. We are in the process of becoming all the time. And so we're not static, it's not fixed who we are. We are always evolving, and this evolutionary thing says that if you want to change your life, you can, because it's always a dynamic thing. And it only gets stuck there because we don't take a management position over it. And to choose what you want to hear and say to yourself, and say it, and do it. And so there's an affirmation that I'm going to work with. It's the one that Ellen Grace O'Brien did, and it's this one. I am now in my right place. I am happy, healthy, and prosperous in all ways. And I live in the constant awareness of the presence of Spirit. And this I am is the beginning of your affirmation. I am. Boom. Not I will be, which is weaker, but I am. And the reason you can say I am, even when it doesn't feel to be true, even though when it's not evident in your bank account, when you can say something like, I am prosperous, is that in your nature, you are prosperous. And in your potential, you are prosperous. And you can be prosperous in consciousness before there is consciousness in physicality. But one of the things she does in this first one is she sets the conditions for you to believe this, which it says, it answers essentially one of the fundamental doubts that most people have is, am I doing the right thing? Am I in the right place? Am I with the right people? Now, what am I? I am happy, healthy, and prosperous. I am happy, healthy, and prosperous in all ways. So this means that you're healthy in your thought process. It means you're happy under the difficult circumstances as well. And it means that you're prosperous in more ways than one. And the last one there is, I live in a constant state of awareness. One of the things that happens to many people is they get a lot of the happy, healthy, and prosperous together, and there's a hollowness in their experience. And the third thing besides your mind and your body, the third thing is that missing thing, is that essence, that spiritual essence. And knowing and feeling that, and its connection with the divine, is the fulfilling aspect of it. It's why people meditate. It's why they contemplate. Is that they're getting beyond the mind alone or beyond the body alone and moving into a deeper state of awareness. And the thing about the Spirit is that the Spirit is universal. It's everywhere. It's everybody's. And it also is yours, and where you connect with all of that. And so when you can connect with that one presence as your one presence, then there's a sense of peace and calm. Whereas the mind and the body come and go. They're a compounded thing, and all compounded things dissolve at some point, but this spiritual essence is forever. And when you're tapping into that, then all the things that come and go are like flowers. They add without as much fear that they will fade as they will. all things will fade. Doesn't mean you don't have health and prosperity. Yes, you may have that, and all that may be yours, and they will fade as well. But the spirit endures. So this is a good affirmation, but you may choose a different one. You may write one yourself. But try to do it in the first person present tense, with the outcome exactly what you want in the positive, not in the negative. And let it be one that has a universal aspect of it rather than a singular, very small thing like, I am state champion in basketball. Let it be something that holds greater sway in your life and can be persistent. Now, the thing that will happen is that if you say this often enough, the very thought process of doing this will change your physiology, because your physiology will match your thoughts. Now, once your physiology matches your thoughts, so you have this feeling of happiness and health and prosperity, then your body will begin to secrete whatever it does to give you that sensation of happiness, health, and prosperity. What will happen is that when this becomes the physiological and mental habit that you have, it will be like a radio beacon you're sending out into the world, and since all our minds are connected in some way, the world will be going, I wonder how we can help her or him be happy, healthy, and prosperous. That affirmations, or the words you say, most often will be the words you will experience most often. That you eventually become what you declare yourself to be. Take care of your own mind. Do not give it to someone else to tell you what to think. Choose your thoughts, and then you live your life with happiness, health, and prosperity.